Hello everyone, I wanted to do a quick energy check-in. So this could apply to today, this could apply to this week. I guess it's the weekend, but it could apply to next week, just whatever the current energy is. And this is going to be timeless, so whenever you're watching this, it will apply. This Ace of Swords has been coming up a lot. And the first thing I always get from it is clarity and understanding coming through. But obviously we want to understand why this keeps coming up. So for some people, it's clarity about why something didn't work out in the past. And it was something that you really felt like you couldn't be happy without. Like you couldn't imagine yourself living without it. But I'm getting life kind of forced you to let go of it anyway. It didn't really feel like something you chose on your own. It was just something you had to do. I feel like also somebody you wanted to give up on. There was something that you kept pushing for and you wanted to give up, but something wouldn't let you give up on it. Something just said, no, keep going, keep fighting. And you didn't even think you could even have made it to the point that you were at, much less go longer, but something just wouldn't let you quit. Whatever you were working towards, as much as you felt discouraged or like you wanted to quit, something in you just wouldn't let you. And I feel like that's for those two that resonates. You're going to be understanding why. I mean, you know why the part of you didn't want to give up, because there was clearly that part of you knew something good would come out of it. That part of you knew something that you didn't. But this is just a confirmation for you of why you wanted to fight. It's telling you you're going to be understanding that part of you and why that part of you wanted to keep going, and what that part of you saw about your path that you didn't see at the time. Although there is clarity coming about right now, what's still hidden from you is related to abundance and what you're receiving and what your role is going to be in this new world that you've now entered, this new earth, or however you want to think of it. It's like, now what's your role? What's your position going to be? Because it's different than, so what I get is when you were born, you were assigned a societal role. And up until this point, or up until recently, you had been living in that, but it never felt right to you. So you've been actively trying to break out of it while you were trying to live in it. And at some point you just realized there had to be another way or another path. And now that you've gotten to this new place, and your energy working towards this new place has helped to move the collective with you as well. The collective that was ready to move. So this place that you're at, this new earth, this new world, you're given a completely different role than the societal role that you were given in the past world or in the past life. Which, when I'm saying past life, I'm referring to still this life. But it's almost as if that old self of you has died and a new self is now here, and you're learning about who that is, who you're supposed to be. And in this new world, there's not going to be that hesitation and that pause. So before, for example, let's say whenever you ordered a delivery, your packages would get there in about 2 weeks. You always had to wait. Now it's like a 2-hour delivery. So there's not really much wait like there was before, is what I'm getting. And it's like the energy of knowing something's coming, but just knowing there's no faster way for you to get there at the moment. You just have to like wait it out and let everything fall into place and surrender to that, basically, because there's nothing you can do in that moment to make it seem to move faster. So that energy is going to be left behind, is already left behind. In the past life, your previous self, who you were before this moment, you were someone who daydreamed a lot, you visualized a lot, You saw images in your mind a lot about a different life. You may have been tapping into alternate versions of yourself, living different lives, but whatever you were tapping into, it was glimpses of this world that you are now in. So that whole time you were creating through visualizing, you were manifesting and creating. The reason why it took so long is because you weren't just creating a new life for yourself or a new circumstance or manifesting one thing. You were creating an entire new world. For some reason, it's making me think of Minecraft. So maybe that's a special message to you, but it's like, it even takes spirit and God's like time to create a new world. So it's gonna take you time as well. But that's what you were doing in all those dreams, daydreams, night dreams, whatever it was, visions. Even when you would just sit and escape in your mind and imagine something else, and you would really feel it too. You wouldn't just see it, you would feel it, you would live it. And this is where you are connecting to. This new life that you've stepped into is what you were connecting to all those times. The transformation you went through, the self-healing you went through, the things you went through that no one even knows about, that you wouldn't even know how to put into words or explain, it couldn't be rushed, that process. And this is why you had that underlying feeling of there's really nothing you can do to speed it along, you just have to surrender to it. It's because it could not be rushed, just like you can't rush a flower blooming. You can't rush certain things. They have to be exactly the way they are. And that's why you felt like you knew something was changing, but it was just a matter of time, a matter of waiting. But now, like I've been talking about, this is the new world that you're in. You're here. You've been getting messages about the new earth changing or everything shifting, a new beginning. Well, this is saying you're already in it. It's started now. And the only reason you're able to be here now is because of the isolation and the time that you went through and that you took on yourself. It's like the initiation to be part of this new world. Not just anybody gets to. You have to earn it by choosing the right steps and choices that align with this new place. And you did that. And so don't have any regrets or any uneasy feelings about what you went through or about that period of time, because it was all necessary. Kind of like when you're growing something that's really specific to grow, like growing mushrooms, for example, where you have to have like all the special lighting, the special temperature, the special all the details just right. It's that type of thing where everything had to be just right. The conditions had to be so specific so that you could bloom in this darkness, so that you could be who you needed to be in this new world. Because the old you, if you hadn't have gone through this transformation, you never would be able to even handle this role that you're in right now. It's like you had to go through all of that. So you may be still stuck on looking back, or not necessarily regretting, because you understand it had to be that way, but there's still like this hurt you have of just because of how hard it was, and wondering like, did it have to be that hard? Did I make it harder than it had to be? But this is just saying, no, everything happened so specifically, like you won't even understand the specifics of how it had to be just so to get you here. So just focus on where you are now, not what it took to get you here, but know that everything you experienced was for the purpose of you being here now. And so if that can give you any indication of how important this role is that you're stepping into, that this role has been saved just for you. Like, this role can't be given to anyone else. It's literally been just waiting for you to get here. And now that you're here, things can move along, but it won't feel rushed, and it won't feel like you're really burning hot for a second and then you get burned out and then you're burning hot. It won't be like that. It will be more of a consistent flame, more like a fireplace that just keeps going. So the King of Pentacles comes out again. So you need to be really willing and able to accept everything you're about to be receiving, and starting with this information, because even receiving information is receiving. So sometimes you receive a thought or an idea, whether it's from downloaded into your own mind, or you hear it somewhere, or you see a sign that makes you think of it. Oftentimes when you start receiving signs or just mental images or mental ideas, that is right before the physical part happens, but it's almost like a test to see, are you in alignment with this? Are you able to receive the idea? And if you're able to receive the idea, then you're able to receive the thing. So when you're receiving the ideas, make sure you're receptive to, and you're open to them, and you're not like, no, that's not going to happen. Or make sure you're not meeting those ideas with doubt or disbelief, because that's like how you can start accepting everything that's about to come in, and just have it go like a domino effect or like a snowball effect. But I'm saying you need to be able to accept the things you're given, because you need all of the things you're going to be given. They're all tools that you're going to need to play this role or to be this role. If there was someone who just got made into a king, but they're like, oh no, I can't accept this army, I can't accept all these weapons, I can't accept all of this. Well, they need to accept all of that, because that's what they're going to use to rule their kingdom. So you don't think of it like, oh, I'm getting all of this, like I don't even know if I'm deserving. It's not even like that. It's literally just you're being equipped with the tools you need to carry out your mission. So think of it more that way. You're going to use everything you receive. There won't be anything wasted. Everything's intentional now. And you're going to be able to see that. It's not going to be like a guessing game. I'm getting that you've done a lot of that mental inner work, changing your mindset, changing your patterns. You've changed your subconscious mind, which takes time, especially the longer it's been programmed one way. It takes time to deprogram that and then reprogram it how you want it to be. But you've done that. You've done that inner work because you knew it had to start there. And also because that's really all you were in control of at the moment. All you could do was change your mind. And so you did that. And now this is the part where, because the physical takes some time to catch up to what you do mentally, but this is the part where now it's here. Because you've done the mental work and now the physical is here, finally catching up. So I feel like that's the last message. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.